Molly, let's bring in former FBI Special Agent Dan Brunner. Dan, good morning.
Morning.
If I interrupt you, it's because we're waiting a news conference with officials here in Washington, D.C., but let's have a conversation about what we know at this point. Attorney General Pam Bondi talking about the case just moments ago. Let's play her, and I'll get you to react.
I'd like to add something about the young woman. She volunteered to be there on Thanksgiving, working today. She volunteered, as did many of those guards, men and women, so other people could be home with their families. Yet now their families are in hospital rooms with them while they are fighting for their lives.
Dan, what are the critical questions you have based on your experience at this stage of the investigation?
Well, as an investigator and having been in FBI in Newark, New Jersey for 20 years, there's a boundless number of questions from going down to the investigation there on the street, finding out what his path was. Where did he come from, supposedly the state of Washington? How did he get there? How did he get the firearms? How did he get to this pathway to violence? There's lots of questions that the investigators there in Washington field office are going to be working with multiple divisions as to finding out how this individual was able to stay in this country for so many years. How was he able to enter the United States? And look into the word and that my sources are telling me that he worked for government agencies while he was in Afghanistan, whether it be a translator or whether it be support. Did that process somehow get muddled up when he came here? So there's lots of parts of this investigation. It is multifaceted, multi-agency, and I think the FBI is in a great position to really bring everybody together and get everybody to work together to find out what the answer was and find out if there are other actors that may have been also infiltrated who are in this country that we need to investigate and do more vetting about that.
Yeah, what we know about the suspect, a 29-year-old Afghan national, our understanding is he did work for the United States government during the Afghan war. At this stage, are investigators combing through his phone to see about text messages, emails, and who he may have been calling leading up to this horrific attack?
There's going to be no stone that's left unturned. His phone, his laptop, his coworkers, friends, neighbors, everybody's going to be interviewed. Everybody's going to talk to him, whether it be a religious background or whether it be his employers. Find out where his pathway to violence started. Where did he all of a sudden make it known to himself and possibly to others? So there could be more people that could be charged in this point. And Kash Patel said it very well. There other people could be investigated if they found out that that this individual was on the pathway to violence, that he was going to go conduct this attack, and they didn't say something. Those individuals could be facing some charges themselves because they facilitated it by not saying something. So they're going to be looking at everything. They're going to be interviewing every individual that's connected to this, and they're going to go back behind where he decided to make this attack realistic. He was going to where he decided that he deviated from the normal. Where did he deviate from what normal life should be here in the United States and decided to conduct this attack? So everybody's going to be interviewed, and every house is going to be searched. Every individual is going to be looked at through his computer life, his phone data. Everything is going to be looked at. No stone will be left unturned. I see multiple divisions of the FBI working this case for the next few months.
When you consider the timeline of this attack, 2:15 on the eve of Thanksgiving, so many of us have relatives in town who are sightseeing all around Washington. This was a mile or less from the White House. Is it almost miraculous that more people were not seriously wounded or killed during this horrific attack?
I think it's absolutely that there was nobody there at that street corner. In my opinion, this appears to me a target of opportunity. He doesn't seem to have gone probably to this specific corner. I think this was a target of opportunity. I think he had made his mind up to conduct the attack, that he wanted to kill members of the government, whether it be federal National Guardsmen or U.S. Secret Service uniform division, who were right there. That's their regular patrol area. I think he had determined in his head to conduct an attack. And then when he found these two guardsmen just standing there on their post, valiantly, and then he cowardly attacked them. So I think it's really going to show a lot towards the pathway to violence and figuring out where he determined it. But we're lucky that more people did not get injured. Absolutely.
Former FBI Special Agent Dan Brunner, thank you so much for your time and your analysis today.
My pleasure.